Today we're going to take a look at a very important fundamental concept in calculus called limit. So what does it mean and why does it matter? So the limit means that what happens to the y values as x approaches a specific value. So we're going to have a very visualizing example here which will help you understand what a limit is. So let's say we have the function 2x plus 3. So how would you find the y values at x equal to 4? Well, you basically plug 4 into the equation. Plus 3, well, which is 11, as you can see. Then we have a chart here. So let's figure out the chart first. What is 3? What will be the y value as x at 3? Well, it's going to be 10. Then what about 3.9? At 3.9, it's going to be 10.8. At 3.99, it's going to be 10.98. At 3.999, it's going to be 10.998. And at 4, we already talked about it, it's going to be 11. What about at 4.001? Well, it's going to be 11.002. And what about 4.01? It's going to be 11.02. What about 4.1? It's going to be 11.2. And 5 is going to be 13. Right? So, can you see a pattern here? What happens, remember this, what happens to the y value as x approaches a specific value? So as x approaches 4, you can see, what does approach mean? Approach means getting closer and closer. As x get closer and closer to 4, you see 3.999 is closer to 4 than 3.99. So as it get closer and closer to the 4, the corresponding y values get closer and closer to 11, right? Either from the left side or the right side. From the left side, it's going to be 10.99998, which is getting very close to 11. From the right side, it's going to be 11.002, and then very, very, very close to 11. So, as you can see, as x approaches x from both sides, the y values get closer and closer to the corresponding x values, right? That is very simple to understand. So in the idea of limit, we're going to write it as limit as x approaches 4, and the f of x will equals to 11. Then you will have the question, so what does this mean? This equation basically means as x get closer to 4, as what we have here, 3.999 and 4.001, they're getting closer to 4, f of x will get closer to 11. So then you say that why do we use the sign of, why do we use the word limit? So what this says that as it get infinitely close to, as the x value, which is like getting infinitely close to 4, not on 4, but infinitely close, the y corresponding y value will also get infinitely close to 11 corresponding it. So then you will say that, well, if we have like 10.9999998, that isn't even gonna be equal to 11. How would you explain this? Well, it's like saying that you have let's say 900,000, 90,000, 9,999 in your bank account. So that's basically 1 million, because the difference is only by $1. So we can when as a specific value infinitely approaches another value, we can conclude that it's going to be that value. So that will make no difference than 11 if you substitute that into any equation. It will be limit only be like difference by very, very small decimal places. So we can ignore that and say that this is going to be equals to 11. So that's kind of like a simple explanation of limit. So the next part will be application of limit, which I will do another video on it, which is called limit part 2. So this is the fundamental idea of limit. So thank you.